Dear Lady Love TV.
Magandang araw. Narito pong muli ang pagpapatuloy ng ating kwentong pinamagatang Tadhana, Mukha ng Pag-ibig. Tunghayan na po natin ang ikalawang bahagi. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Leia kept on repeating out loud as we walked to the campus parking lot, still looking at what I pointed at a few minutes earlier. She almost never took her eyes off it. Gago, I need to call Max. We need to meet as soon as possible. She continued. Ang OA mo naman, Leah. I said as I dumped my books, cases, and bags sa likod ng passenger seat and snatched my slippers so I can get out of my heels. I climbed to the driver's side, feeling relief for my feet. I can see Leia already dialing Max's number as soon as he got inside the car. There was no stopping here. I drove towards the exit of our campus. The traffic on the way to the gates was already building up since classes already ended for the most students. I couldn't get out of here fast enough. Ayoko mag-isip. Max, oh my God, ano ba? Ang tagal mo naman sumagot. Leia almost screamed at Max and I can hear Max's reply, though I cannot decipher his exact words. Wait, speaker kita. Pinindot ni Leia yung speaker and Max's loud and annoyed voice filled the car. I almost jumped from my seat sa gulat sa lakas ng boses niya. Ano feeling mong ginagawa ko to? Nakatayo lang? Hi Max, I miss you. I interrupted. Miss you too mga backs. So, anong pinagsisisigaw ni Leia dyan? Just you know. Nagpatigil ng scene para dito. So, kung hindi papatay si Leia, pakisakal please. I can almost imagine the look of annoyance in Max's face. And natawa ako. Buhay pa si Leia and she's just overacting. I said as my car moved a few feet when the car in front of us slowly crawled. Girl, nakita na namin si Kian Romero. Leia now screamed at her phone. I rolled my eyes and akala namin wala na si Max kasi tahimik na sa kabilang linya. Hello, Max? Kumunot ang noon ni Leia. What the hell? Saan? Max also screams excitedly. Napangiti si Leia triumphantly kasi he had the same reaction as hers. You know what? Prof namin siya sa Civil Law Review 1. And oh my God, ang gwapo niya. I massaged my temples with one hand sa ingay ng dalawa. I wanted to open the car window pero baka may makarinig sa aming pinag-uusapan yung bagong prof. Gaano ka gwapo? Max excitedly asked. Like artista gwapo? Daniel Padilla levels? Kung may kuyang mas gwapo pa si Daniel. Na abogado, ganun. Leia said with the same level of excitement na parang gusto niyang mag-bounce sa upuan niya. Hi Beth, anong reaction ni Trixie? Max asked laughing. I didn't exactly share the excitement. I'm actually annoyed at their excitement. My distaste for crowds came with my distaste for being the center of attention. Kaya siguro I usually have a hard time with recitations. Ngayon, irita sa atin, pero kanina hindi makagalaw. Leia laughed. OA, I denied making a sour face. Well, actually hindi nga ako makagalaw kanina. Nasaan ka ba? Magkita tayo please. Leia was now more composed. Since inistorbo niyo ako, baka buong gabi kami dito, pero free ako bukas. Puntahan ko kayo bukas sa Starbucks sa baba ng condo nyo pero 2 hours lang ako pwedeng makipagtsikahan ha. What time ba kayo free? Pwedeng morning? Max asked. Girl, hindi to makahintay. Saka may klase kami bukas ng umaga. 24 hours yung Starbucks sa baba. So hintayin ka namin doon, mag-aaral din kami. Leia said with finality. Yeah, both my friends are definitely overacting over this. Mommy, help. Naalala ko na naman yung weird na manghuhula na na-encounter namin years ago nung high school pa kami. Can she be right? I instantly shook my thoughts. I don't believe in those things. I had to remind myself. Pero aaminin ko, yun yung naalala ko when I saw the name. Kala ko nga joke lang yung pangalan eh. Or namalikmata lang ako. I had to read it 5 more times. Nung napasigaw si Leia, dun lang ako naniwala na tama nga ang pagkakabasa ko. Pagdating namin sa kondo, wala pa rin tigil si Leia sa pagdaldal tungkol sa hula. Leia, later na please. Mag-aaral muna tayo. Saka whatever you're going to say, Max will surely want to hear it. I said nang pasuko na and then seemed to pacify her. We changed into more comfortable clothes after grabbing a quick bite, meaning tira-tira from delivery last night. Leia wore white shorts and a large shirts and sneakers while I decided on my favorite black straight drape pants that actually look like PJs, but I don't care. White fitted shirt and white Birks, and I also decided to throw in my unicorn socks in case it was cold sa Starbucks. We also brought jackets. We found our usual spot pagdating sa Starbucks sa baba, and I stood up to order our usual drinks after dumping my things sa table. Pagbalik ko, Leia was again wearing an expression that looked like she was still thinking about that Kian Romero. Sinimangutan ko siya to mean I don't want to talk about it. So Leia just reluctantly picked up the first case on our list to start reading. Ang corny mo talaga, Leia joked. I made myself comfortable on the couch by putting up both my legs on my seat, curling them under me, and I leaned on the armrest. After a few minutes, I reached for my drink and for some reason, I looked over sa my claim counter because of a strange feeling that someone was looking at me. I choked on my drink. It was Attorney Romero. He was casually leaning on the counter looking like some movie star, still wearing his light blue long sleeves and slacks and shiny shoes. And he was looking straight at me. Umubo-ubo pa din ako at paniguradong namumula na din. Hindi ko lang sure kung dahil sa pag-ubo or dahil nandyan siya. I instantly looked away sa hiya dahil sa reaction ko. I tried so hard to control my choking. My hand was automatically grasping my chest. Yes, I was still choking, people, and possibly dying from embarrassment at the same time. The only consolation was my coffee didn't spew out of my nose. That was the only thing that can be worse than my reaction. I tried not to cough loud pero nakatingin na din si Leia sa akin. Okay ka lang, girl? She worriedly asked. Kuha kita ng tubig? She was about to stand up pero pinigilan ko siya by grasping her hand. Okay lang ako. May water ako dito. I blurted out. I reached for clean canteen sa bag and I shook it towards her. Then I drank from it. I instantly felt pain in my throat. God, this is so embarrassing. I stole a glance at the claim counter while pretending to drink, and I saw our prof waiting for his coffee, thankfully now, looking at another direction, but still with a smile on his face, showing that he's clearly amused at my reaction upon seeing me. Kakabwisit. I can feel my cheeks burn again na mas nakakahiya, so I shifted my position sa couch para hindi ko siya masyadong makita. I slowly lowered my feet and hid them below the table in front. Oh, why do I have to wear the unicorn socks now? Leia looked at me in a weird way and turned around to check out kung anong nakita ko sa likod para mag-react ako ng ganoon. I tried to reach for her arm but it was too late. She already saw him. Oh my God, Leia said too loudly at bumilog pa yung mga mata niya. And I was so sure narinig pa yun ng prof namin. So sinipa ko si Leia then pretended to read again without looking at the counter kung nakaalis na ba yung prof namin gwapo or hindi. I'd give it another 5 minutes before ako tumingin. Leia, I swear, I'm going to kill you. Manahimik ka dyan. I gritted my teeth as slowly lifted the photocopied case I was reading para takpan yung mukha ko. I wanted to die. And I also wanted to kill that Leia. Why did she have to be so loud? Hi, attorney. I froze when I heard Leia's voice turn sweet. Too sweet. Ang tinawag pa ba niya? I'm really gonna kill that girl. Napapikit ako. Hello. I heard the smooth, deep, confident voice of our young professor return the greeting, again with amusement in his voice as I tried hard not to imagine his face. Why is so damn distracting kahit boses lang naririnig ko? I also heard the scrapping of the chair on the table beside us. OMG, Diyan ba siya uupo? My focus flew out of the door faster than an athlete or an asteroid. Civil Review 1? I heard him ask Leia. Actually sir, I mean attorney. Polly, yung binabasa namin, she replied. No, what I mean was, sa civil review ko ba kayo student? He clarified. Tumaas yung kilay ko. Bakit parang madaling basahin yung boses niya pero at the same time hindi? Leia gave a small laugh and napairap ako. Yes, sorry attorney. Then she kicked me under the table para ibaba yung papel na nakataas pa rin sa mukha ko. I wasn't even wearing my earpods para maisip niyang hindi ko siya narinig. The horror. I slowly lowered the useless case I was pretending to read intently and was immediately greeted by his eyes, again with that curious look and smile. I awkwardly smiled at him. Hello, sir. God, kill me. Sabi ko na ba yun? Hello, Miss Valdez. He said coolly and I pretended to look for a highlighter para matago sandali yung pamumula ng pisngi ko. So palagi ba kayo nag-aaral dito? He asked me, never dropping the amusement on his voice. I can feel his stare boring down on me. Trixie snapped out of it. Mas pinapahiya mo yung sarili mo. Chill. Tingnan mo siya. I screamed at myself and turned to him. Yes, attorney. I answered looking at him, flushed with a little horror on my face. Ang pathetic. Ano ka ba? Actually sir, dito kami sa kondo nakatira so palagi kaming nandito. Leia tried to salvage my weirdness and smiled at him. Kian hesitantly turned to her, breaking our eye contact. Nakahinga din ako. Talaga? Dito din ang kondo ko. He said at tumaas yung kilay ni Leia sa tuwa. Napasimangot ako sa kanya. Easy, Leia. Wow, sir, what a coincidence. Leia stressed on the word coincidence and gusto ko siyang sapukin for being too enthusiastic. So, sir, sorry. Curious lang ako pero parang ang bata mo pa para maging prof. I mean, lahat usually ng prof namin for review classes are ancient. No offense sa kanila ha. Leia smiled sweetly at him. I rolled my eyes. Natawa lamang si Kian. I'm sure the ancients will be offended, so I hope you don't repeat that to anyone else. But since you asked, I passed the bar 3 years ago and nagturo ako agad. I moved here because of a better offer and schedule and I get to reach and teach review classes. He smiled at Leia and his gaze turned back to me. By the way, Miss Valdez, can I have your phone? Nagulat ako na mapataas ang kilay sa professor namin who just smiled at me while looking me. While I was reading my face na nagtatakang nakasimangot. Relax, Miss Valdez. Nakalimutan ko lang ibigay yung number ko. You'll need to know where to reach me, di ba? Sabi niya again with the amusement tone. I looked completely puzzled. What the hell is he talking about? Why would I need to reach him? Iniisip kong natataranta. Miss Biddle? Dugtong niya and I immediately felt stupid. Among all things, gago Trixie, find your fucking common sense. Namumula kong binigay yung phone ko without saying anything else. Mukha na kong tanga as it is. Ayoko nang dagdagan pa. Leia rolled her eyes at me and mouthed, umayos ka. Kian typed his number and he called it as well. Bumilog ang mata ni Leia and smiled wildly when our prof's number vibrated on the table. He quickly ended the call. Now, you know where to reach me, he said smoothly and I didn't realize that I was holding my breath again. Sorry, attorney. Hindi ako sanay maging class fiddle, I admitted. Kian raised one eyebrow at me and smiled. Yes, I can see that when you didn't volunteer. He stood up pocketing his phone and reached for his plate and handed me my phone back at kabado ko tong kinuha. Next time, Miss Cruz, no need to raise both hands. I can call you as a volunteer during recitation kahit isang kamay lang itaas mo. Nagbiro siya while Leia smiled sheepishly. Good evening ladies and good luck with your political law. He smiled his dazzling smile. Then he flawlessly crossed the room to exit. Oh my God, Leia screamed silently while still excited. I tried to calm my heartbeat. Girl, namumula ka pa rin. She continued. Gaga, I feel so stupid. I groaned. Medyo. Leia snickered. He probably thinks I was being super weird or super stupid or both. I placed my reading sa mukha ko and slouched back and groaned again. Leia laughed and knew she didn't need to answer me. Stupid. I replayed the scene a while ago over and over again and wished the ground would just swallow me a whole. Anong nangyari dito? Nakatulog? Jump? When I heard Max's voice after almost 30 minutes of waiting to die. Kararating lang. Leia laughed and bumeso kay Max. Max also kisses me on my forehead na nakakunot pa rin. Oh my God, girl, ang dami mo ng kwento. Leia was practically jumping from her seat. Teka lang, hold the thought. Kailangan ko na ng kape. Max raised his index finger at her and nagmamadaling umalis para umorder. Leia animatedly filled in Max with all the details, including their most recent embarrassing encounter. I just kept rolling my eyes as always. Oh my God, dito din siya nakatira? I can't believe I miss seeing him tonight. Max's eyes widened. And binigay niya yung number niya kay Trixie and kinuha din niya yung number ni Trixie. Leia added very enthusiastically. Kasi bidil ako. Every prof does that. He didn't give it to me intentionally because he likes me or whatever. So don't make it sound like that. God, unang araw pa lang natin siyang nakikita. Sinimangutan ko siya kasi Leia definitely exaggerates everything. Iba yung epekto sa akin ng prof namin, but iba yung dating kapag pinag-uusapan ng mga kaibigan ko. And I wonder why. Bidil ba yung parang class president? Max asked. Yes. Hindi ba parang lahat fate? Is Kian fucking Romero. He picks Trixie's class card from about 35 other cards. Then dito siya nakatira. And we saw him again immediately. On the first day, Leia excitedly enumerated. No, please, don't say it like that, Leia. I helplessly thought. No. It's more of plain coincidence and not fate. I tried saying with a poker face pero deep inside, tinatanong ko na naman yung sarili ko dahil naalala ko na naman yung mahuhula. No, you don't believe in shit. But girl, seriously, ilang taong may pangalan na Kian Romero dito sa mundo? Wala, siya lang. Max said at uminom sa kape niya. We tried googling dati, diba? And nothing. No hits at all. Leia continued for him. Ilan nga ba ang taong may pangalan na Kian Romero? Hindi ko alam. Probably meron din naman, for all I know. Sila naman ang nag-google. Trixie, it's now 2 out of 3. Don't you think totoo na yung sinasabi na mahuhula? I mean, Max left college after 3 years. His parents hated him for it. Leia said seriously sa amin. Well, more on sa akin kasi ako lang naman yung hindi naniniwala. Aray ha, Max said while drinking from his coffee again but with a smile. Max betrayed me nung nagkatotoo yung hula sa kanya. He was now sold on the idea na nagkakatotoo nga yung hula sa kanya. A girl offered him that opportunity, just what the manghuhula said. And now, Kian Romero. Leia continued. So kailan ka kaya mabubuntis? I asked her seriously. She hated it when I do this. Feeling niya siya yung pinakapangit ng hula. Max laughed and Leia scolded at us and made a face. Pero okay, let's say it's true. Wala naman siyang sinabi about Kian Romero ah. I whispered the name. Too damn conscious na pinag-uusapan namin siya ng ganito. She just said the name. Yun lang, she didn't say anything else about it. I shrugged. Nag-iisip na agad ako ng argument for that to drop this. She said, hintayin mo siya. Leia suddenly remembered. Oh yeah, naalala niya pa yon. Hintayin saan? It's so vague. I mean, pwedeng hintayin mo siyang maging prof, ibabag sa kanya. Or hintayin mo siya, magiging kapitbahay mo siya. Hintayin mo siya kasi mabagal siya maglakad. Hintayin mo siya sa elevator. Diba? Hintayin saan? It could mean anything. So I say it's still 1 out of 3. I finally pointed. Ha? Ang galing ko doon dahil naisip ko yon. May point siya bakla. Anong sagot mo doon? Si Trixie lang yata ang papasa ng bar. Max laughed at Leia. Napipikon siya. Hihintayin mo siya kasi siya ang nakatadhana sa'yo. Leia tried, but she already saw my point. I shook my head. Wala siyang sinasabing ganon. Leia, I told you you're just overacting. Pinapapunta mo pa si Max dito. Carrie, Trixie, miss ko na kayo. Max smiled sa amin. So, kumusta yung bago mong movie? Pang Cinemalaya ba ulit yan? I changed the topic and Max excitedly filled us with his new movie and yung mga chismis sa set. I felt good having Max with us tonight kahit kundi lang naaaral namin ni Leia. Babalitaan niyo kay attorney ha, and kung anong klaseng paghihintay ang gagawin niya si Trixie. Max said as bumeso kami sa kanya pagkatapos namin magkwentuhan buong gabi. I wouldn't count on it, Max, I said to him. Well, ikaw na nagsabi. It could be anything, not nothing. Okay? Leia, I just handed you our counter-argument. Mali yata yung course ko. Ako dapat ang naglo. Max said, again, pinipiko na naman si Leia. Oo na, sige na. Masyado na kayo naniniwala sa mga hula. Leia rolled her eyes and hugged Max. Don't be too busy ha. Ingat ka, I said, and Max finally entered his car to leave. Kinakabahan ako by the next class namin with Kian Romero. Hindi ko alam if dahil ba I just drank 2 iced coffees already dahil kailangan namin mag-aral until 2 a.m. kahapon for poly and for civil, or kinakabahan ako for the recitation, or dahil dun sa lintik na reaction ko kanina when we lost Sohem. Feeling ko yon, nakakahiya talaga. I already left the typed copy of the email list on the professor's desk so I don't need to look at him. Kian entered the classroom. His presence was already an announcement itself. Good afternoon, class. He greeted the class while motioned every one of us to take our seats. Thank you, Miss Valdez. He lifted a copy of the email list and gave me a smile. Gusto kong lumubog sa upuan ko. He called the attendance and began shuffling the class cards. The anticipation was killing everyone. Some rules during recitation. I'm requiring everyone, even those who are not reciting, to keep all their books and cases. Only written notes and the codals are allowed. We'll be doing a full round, meaning if you were already called to recite, you're immune until the last person in the class is called and graded when we reset for the next round. This class is 3 hours, so more or less I'll be calling around 3 to 4 people for recitation per meeting, or 5 depending on how you answer. I almost don't ask for a full case recitation, but I ask for references on some cases. If you decide to use a pass, automatic 70 on your recitation grade for the round. Leia and I place our books on the floor. Girl, kinakabahan ako. Leia looked worried. He stood up to pace along the middle aisle while still shuffling the class cards and checking if anyone else still has their books open somewhere. Naamoy ko na siya nung dumaan siya sa gilid ko. Oh my God, ang bango niya. Bakit? Lalo akong kinabahan because I know it would be hard to concentrate in this class. Di lang dahil nakakadistract yung kagwapuhan ng prof namin who seems to be always reading every reaction that passes your face and eyes, but because this is the Kian Romero. As much as I tried to push the long ago hula, I couldn't help but think about it, lalo na pag papatulog na ako. I ended up dreaming about Kian's deep-set eyes for 2 nights already. It was so pathetic. I shook my thoughts away. Ngayon palang distracted na ako. I left my iPad on the desk which was already open to my handwritten notes. Ano yung codal kung pinagpatungan ng siko ko? Finally, bumunot siya ng class card and he chuckled a little. The most unwilling volunteer. Again, he almost whispered to himself while shaking his head at some irony we didn't really understand. Miss Valdez, he announced and smiled towards my direction and I stood up with a big lump on my throat. Dapat uminom muna ako ng tubig. Mamaya, pumiyok pa ako. Weird, but somehow, for some reason, I knew I was going to be called first. One of the piling coincidences that's been happening. Yesterday, I vehemently rejected yung mga pag-aya ni Leia na mag-aral sa Starbucks just to avoid seeing our professor, and I really didn't want Leia to keep pointing any other fated encounters. I ended up drinking bad coffee last night kasi I really suck sa pagtitimpla ng kape. Kian placed the class cards on his desk as he passed it. But he didn't sit down. Instead, he leaned on the wall near the door, again looking like a young god with a perfect face, and crossed his arm against his chest. Parang masanda pa siya sa photoshoot kesa mag-Parasite. He looked at me and his hand touched his lips as if thinking, as if hindi niya alam may tatanong niya, as if. I wanted to throw up kasi alam ko yung first recitation are the easiest. I waited in anticipation for the first question. He stared at me which seemed like forever and I tried to hold his gaze, not letting any emotion pass through my eyes. Buong araw kong pinractice kahapon yung poker face ko for this class while reviewing. Leia thought I was having a stroke or something. When do laws take effect? He finally asked. As a general rule, laws take effect after 15 days following the completion of their publication either in the official gazette or in a newspaper of general circulation in the Philippines, unless otherwise provided. I answered straight, making sure my articulation was on point. I'm not going to fuck this up, not like how I fuck up last Monday night when I choked at the sight of him. Kian was still staring at me. For a while, gusto kong matunaw. Well, it was normal for professors to do that during recitation. Huwag kang mailang gaga. Can publication be dispensed with for laws taking effect immediately? He continued to ask. No, publication is an indispensable requisite. Laws taking effect immediately, though stated as such, take effect after publication with the 15-day requirement. The clear object of the Article 2 of the new Civil Code is to give the general public adequate notice. What is the difference between ignorance of the law and ignorance of the fact? Ignorance of the law is no excuse for not complying with the law. Ignorance of the fact, however, eliminates intent to break the law as long as there is no negligence. Do laws have retroactive effect? Yes. His stare bore down my soul. General rule is that laws shall have no retroactive effect. Exemptions are tax law. When so declared, interpretative statutes, procedural or remedial laws, curative laws, law creating new rights, penal laws, favorable to the accused, and when the law otherwise provides. How are laws repealed? Laws may be repealed either expressly or impliedly. Expressly if express repeal is contained in a special provision of the law, impliedly when the provision of the subsequent law are incompatible with the earlier law and there is no express repeal. I tried hard not to move my hands, which I intend to do pag matagal na ako nagre-recite. Although nagkakaroon ng easiness sa boses ko, I don't want to be too robotic and I decided na okay lang naman na maningkit yung mata ko when enumerating. And I think okay lang din na gumalaw yung ulo ko. Diyos ko, I was clearly overthinking this too much. I tried to relax but not too much to lose the poker face. Sayang yung practice ko. Requisites of implied repeal? He raised one of his eyebrows at me and I thought he glanced at my hands. Focus, Trixie. The two requisites are, first, the laws cover the same subject matter, and second, the latter is repugnant to the earlier law. Effects of repealing laws? When a law which expressly repeals a prior law is itself repealed, the law first repealed shall not be revived unless it is expressively provided. When a law implied repeals a prior law is itself repealed, the prior law shall thereby revive unless the repealing law provides otherwise. Kian almost didn't move from his position until now. He bit his lower lip as if thinking again and again, raised one eyebrow at me. It only made him more handsome, if that was even possible. I can hear Leia's breath hitch beside me, seeming to agree with what I just thought. Principle of Sterdices. Kian continued with the questioning. I took a deep breath before answering. Stare decisions or judicial precedents means that a ruling on certain facts established in a final decision of the Supreme Court has to be followed in subsequent cases by all courts, where the facts are substantially the same. The questioning continued for about an hour and a half. I felt I used up almost the first part of the outline. Feeling ko naman nasagot ko lahat ng tanong niya and I still tried to keep my poker face. Last question, Miss Valdez, before I give you other classmates a fair chance for recitation. What was your grade during your person and family relations class? Kian licked his lower lip and smiled amusedly at me as he walked towards his desk to retrieve the pile of class cards and started shuffling again. I had to restart my heart in order to remember what he asked. For the first time, I let an emotion pass by my eyes. One of confusion. No other professors has ever asked me about a past grade. This was embarrassing. 97, sir, attorney. I answered in a small voice. Kian smiled at me as if not surprised at what I said, and motioned for me to sit down as he graded me and pulled another class card from the pile. Leia's breath hitched. Mr. De Jesus, nakahinga ng maayos si Leia nung iba yung natawag. Wow, ikaw na naman yung unang nabunot niya. Pero gaga, ang galing mo Mars. Kala ko ubusin niyo na yung oras. Siniko ko siya to quiet her down as Kian's eyes averted sa amin for a while. I tried avoiding his gaze and reached down for my tumbler to drink dahil natuyo yata yung lalamunan ko from that long recitation. Habang nagre-recite si Mr. De Jesus, pumikit muna ako holding the bridge of my nose. If the recitation took a toll on me, well, it did. Hirap na hirap akong wag magpakita ng kahit anong emosyon sa mukha ko at yun yung nakakapagod. Ang sakit sa ulo. I was normally not like that during recitations. Usually, my hands move when I spoke and I fidgeted, sumisimangot, sumisingkit. Tumataas yung kilay ko, and even smile when the professor asked me 3 questions. I suddenly looked up nang nakasimangot when Kian only asked about 12 questions. To Mr. De Jesus, not even half of the question he asked me, and called another student. What the hell? Ako lang yung pinahirapan na mababad sa recitation? He showed his usual amused face kahit sa ibang tao na nakatingin when he saw my reaction in passing, as if alam niya kung anong iniisip ko. I just tried to ignore him by pretending to update my notes which was already complete. Nakasimangot na ako buong klase. After the 4th student reciting sat down, which again got fewer questions compared to me, the class ended and some of our classmates, female classmates usually, approached Kian for some questions. I involuntarily rolled my eyes and made a face when he walked past them and heard how basic their questions were. Nagpapakit lang for sure. I'm not sure if I was just imagining it, but I thought I heard our professor chuckle as I walked out of the classroom. Ilan pa nga kaya mga makapigil hinangang tagpo ang maaaring pagdaanan ni na Trixie at ang kanyang professor sa pagkakataong ito. Magkahalong kilig, takot at kaba. Ano nga ba ang nakatadhana? Yan ang ating aabangan sa mga paparating pang bahagi ng ating kwento. Shout out muli sa lahat nating masugid na taga-subaybay. Maraming salamat po sa patuloy na pagsama sa amin sa kwentong ito. Hanggang sa muli, mag-ingat po tayong lahat.